Hi guys, Smith Leo to the first round of the AOR GT3 Elite League Season 3, and today I'm at the Nurburgring. Now, last season, if you did not know, I won the actual championship, which was obviously very nice, but it's going to be a challenge to defend the title this season because we've got some new drivers that have came in to the league. TRL Rosberg, TRL Ellis and Jason 97, so obviously they're very quick drivers, as some of you have already seen from the F1 series, but also we've got, you know, some returning drivers like Res Italian, Blizzard and T6 Bullet as well, just to name a few that are very quick, so it's going to be very challenging to defend the title, but I'll try my best. But the other thing I just wanted to say is this probably will be my last season in these GT3 cars, and the reason is I can't, to be honest, be bothered to put in the effort to be as competitive as I was last season, especially putting in a couple of hours a day from, you know, 3 days before the start of the race. I mean, yeah, I mean, to be honest, I haven't had a break from this game since July, probably for a week, obviously, because I'm doing XRL and AOR at the same time now. So, yeah, my motivation for this game, to be honest, now is is non-existent. So, yeah, this will probably be my last season on this game, as well as maybe XRL Formula C, but I'll have to decide about that. But anyway, less of the negativity. Hopefully I can have a good result here today, although it is not a track that I don't like, but already contradicting myself already. But anyway, let's get on to the remaining of this qualifying lap now. So going up to the Schumacher S's, and as you have gathered, as you've already seen, that it's raining, so it's going to be very challenging, but let's see how I get on. Anyway, already in P8 now, left-hander, gear 2, found it's better than gear 3, then the right-hander, very easy to understeer onto the gravel, and I've always struggled with this corner, but I take it pretty well. So heading now downhill, trying to keep the wheel as straight as possible because you don't want to scroll speed. But anyway, heading to the braking zone, brake at the white line, shift down to gear 2, try not to cut, but yeah, it's pretty scrappy, that chicane, which didn't help. But anyway, heading into the last turn, try and straighten the car up to get good power out the corner, get a little bit of oversteer there on the exit. But anyway, heading towards the line now, and I do a 2:06.4, and I've got to say that was the worst qualifying I've ever done in my league racing career, as if you call it, if you want to call it that. But yeah, it was absolute rubbish. I did a 2:05.0 in practice, and if I'd done that in the qualifying, I'd have been third, but I don't know where the pace was, and there's no excuses. That was absolutely appalling pace, and hopefully I can do well in the race. But anyway, let's get on to it now. Green lights go out, lights out, and away we go. Decent start off the line. Already made a position from, I don't know who I gained it off, but slow car in the middle there, which forces a extreme storm, I believe it is, on the left hand side. But then shift down too early, get on the curb, and a bit cautious there, so lost 3 positions actually, because I was P9, and then I get hit into, I'm not really sure if that was my fault or not, because I didn't really look where I was turning. Then I lift to let Jordan back through, because I didn't want to have a contact at that moment in time again. So anyway, just trying to follow these cars around now, and obviously not the start I wanted, but I suppose things can only get better, because the pace wasn't actually that bad, what I was doing, but I just couldn't get the lap together in qualifying, which you know, obviously was very disappointing. But to be 1.5 seconds off what you was doing, 1.4 seconds off, was a very very unusual for me. But anyway, as I got past Genius for 13th position, I had to cut the, I cut the corner because I couldn't see the braking marker, because that's very tricky when you're behind a car. You can't really see where you're braking if you use the markers. So, but he stopped in the middle of the track, so, well, the apex of the right hander, so I had to needed to get past him. I couldn't stop and wait for him. But anyway, I think it was Ellis who spun, and I'm up into 12th, so moving my way up the grid ever so slowly. But anyway, now P11, there was another car who I believe made a mistake or whatever, well, up into P11. So on lap 5 now, P10. Not sure what happened. I'm not sure if I think this might have been where Troy pitted, but anyway, I'm up into 10th place, and now there's a bit of a contact there between Blizzard and Jordan, but gained 9th place. Blizzard came out the worst, but anyway, just trying to get near Jordan, but obviously we're both in the same car, Z4, so same power, but obviously he might be running lower downforce. Don't know what his setup is, but anyway, couldn't really get near him. And then moving on to lap 7, close up, well, followed Jordan, not really closed up much, but anyway, he made a mistake, I don't know what happened, and gained 7th place. So now Jason's about 7 seconds up the road, which hopefully I can close up on him. I mean, the pace in the wet wasn't so bad in the race as soon as I got past Jordan, and as you can see, a few laps later I caught up onto the back of Jason. So yeah, as soon as I sort of cleared as soon as thankfully in a way that Jordan made the mistake, because I managed to gain load of pace and catch up to Jason quite quickly, although it took me about, I think, 7 laps, but anyway, about a second a lap I gained, but anyway, good pace. But Jason pitted on lap before, and then I pitted, and to be honest, as I was mentioning earlier about the motivation, didn't even have a strategy set up, so, you know, and then it didn't save, and I thought it would actually change my tyres, but it didn't, so I lost about 25 seconds in the pits. Obviously very frustrating, I was not happy at all, and it was my fault though. I mean, I was actually, at the time I was moaning at the game, but it was very definitely my fault for not being prepared. But I suppose, you know, if there's no excuses, but you know, I just haven't had the motivation to pull in the hours to play the game like I did in last season 2, which, you know, in the last sort of latter stages of the season gave me good pace, really, putting in the hours. But anyway, I don't really have the motivation as I did. But anyway, I pitted again to put on the soft tyres, which put me down into 9th place, which wasn't helpful, but hopefully now I can get my head down and try and close up to Jason again. Obviously he might have better pace on the dry tyres, I'm not too sure at the moment. I was not too sure, but anyway, Shadow Demon pitted, so up into 8th place, and Jordan, I believe, only about 5 seconds up the road, so hopefully I can close up on him. But now Jason's in 7th place, so he's about 2.4 on lap 25, so as I think Jordan made a mistake, had to go round off the track round him, because obviously I didn't want to make a contact with him. I could have went the other way, but it was a sort of reaction moment where, you know, I just wanted to avoid him, didn't want to make contact. But anyway, now lost a little bit of time to Jason, probably about 5/10, but hopefully can gain that time back. And on lap 27 I closed on Jason quite close now, so you'll see that the pace was quite good on the dry tyres. It wasn't that brilliant, but it was better than Jason's. I think the pace could have been much better, but obviously I was set up for the wet conditions, so that's why, you know, I had good pace in the wet, but obviously in qualifying I didn't show it. But in the race, pace was very good. But Jason goes wide now on the exit of the Schumacher S's, and I have the inside line for the next turn, which is left-hander, and he's on the outside, so unless he's really brave I should get this position, stick to the inside. And yeah, I'm up into 6th place now, and Genius is 12 seconds up the road, so I don't think that's going to happen. But if I can keep 6th place after the extra pit stop, that would not be bad. Gained 4 seconds on Genius, so obviously the pace was better than his, but just too late. You know, there's not enough laps remaining to even get near Genius, which was frustrating. But you know, obviously I could have got 5th if I'd have actually put some effort in to the strategy, but that's just the way it is. And yeah, very disappointing, but that's, you know, that's my fault, so I'm gonna have to take the blame for that one. But you know, 6 ain't too bad, but I think really, when I was on about defending the title, I think it's going to be very hard with TRR Rosberg and Res Italia with the pace they're showing some really good pace, and I think if I can finish third this season, it'd be good. But anyway, I hope you've enjoyed it, and until next time for Donington, which is at the night time, which is oh well, I know it's going to be another bad result, but anyway, thanks for watching and goodbye.